Alright, let's talk about something wild today. Hollywood. When you think of Hollywood, you picture glitz, glamour, and perfect smiles on red carpets. But what if I told you there is a side to Hollywood that no one likes to talk about? Yeah, behind all the flashing cameras and golden trophies, there is a dark underbelly. It's a side filled with scandals, exploitation, and shocking incidents that reveal just how flawed the entertainment industry really is. And today, we're diving into some jaw-dropping stories that expose Hollywood's hidden secrets. From bizarre award show moments to downright disturbing encounters, this is going to blow your mind. Ready? Let's get into it. Alright, first up, let's rewind to 2006. Scarlett Johansson was only 21, looking stunning at the Golden Globes, but then something happened that made everyone gasp. Designer Isaac Mizrahi, while admiring her dress, crossed a major line and touched her chest on live TV. Yep, you heard that right. Scarlett tried to keep it cool, but you could see the shock in her eyes. This wasn't just an awkward moment, it turned into a huge conversation about respect and boundaries in Hollywood. It wasn't the kind of thing that just faded away. It left a mark that forced people to ask hard questions about what's considered acceptable behavior. Mizrahi later brushed it up like it was no big deal, calling it harmless, but the backlash, oh, it was massive. People started asking, why is this okay? Spoiler, it's not. This moment showed just how often women in the industry are treated as props rather than people. And let's be honest, it wasn't the first or last time something like this happened. It also set the stage for the Me Too movement years later, where more stories like this would finally come to light. Who could forget this one? Will Smith, the Oscars, Chris Rock, boom, slap. When Chris made a joke about Jada Pinkett Smith's shaved head, Will didn't hold back. He stormed the stage, smacked Chris across the face, and then yelled, "Keep my wife's name out your effing mouth." The room froze. You could hear a pin drop. The fallout? Massive. It wasn't just a slap though, it was a symbol of the intense pressure celebrities face. Will apologized later, but this one moment became a viral sensation, sparking debates about mental health, toxic masculinity, and the insane expectation put on stars. But here's the kicker, this wasn't Will's first boundary crossing moment. Years later, he slapped a reporter who tried to kiss him at the premiere. That time, people laughed it up, but together, these moments show how even Hollywood's biggest stars can snap under the weight of constant scrutiny and personal challenges. Okay, this one's weird. Back in 2000, Angelina Jolie made headlines for, wait for it, kissing her brother. Yeah, you read that right. She had just won a Golden Globe and decided to celebrate by locking lips with her brother James Heaven. People did not know what to think. Was it heartfelt? Was it too much? The reactions ranged from shock to outright criticism. Angelina later said it was just an innocent display of love, but let's be real, the world was already judging her. The media loved painting her as a Hollywood's wild child, and this moment only fueled that narrative. Whether it was misinterpreted or not, it became a prime example of how celebrities can't even have personal moments without them being blown out of proportion. It also showed how Hollywood scrutiny feeds into public perceptions, shaping narratives that often overshadow their actual intentions or personalities. Fast forward to 2022 and we've got another awkward moment. At the Billboard Music Awards, Cara Delevingne basically became Megan Thee Stallion's shadow. Seriously, she was everywhere, fixing Megan's dress, photo-bombing her pictures, and just being overly enthusiastic. Fans online were like, what is going on? The memes were endless, with Cara's accent quickly becoming a viral talking point. While Megan played it off like a champ, the internet turned into a meme fest. But here's the thing, it showed how every little celebrity interaction can become a spectacle in today's social media world. Was Cara being a supportive friend, or was it just too much? Either way, it's a reminder of how hard it is for celebs to set boundaries when they're constantly in the spotlight. It's not just funny, it's a little sad when you think about how every action is being dissected and judged by millions. Picture this, a red carpet interview, Jennifer Lawrence and Natalie Dormer. J-Lo leans in to say hi, but oops, they kissed by accident. Lawrence, being her quirky self, laughed it off and said, well, we just kissed on camera. Dormer, equally amused, played along. Classic Hollywood moment, right? This was harmless fun, but it shows how even the smallest innocent mishaps get magnified in Hollywood. 1 second, you're saying hi, the next, you're trending worldwide. While it's easy to laugh it off, it's worth noting how these moments, no matter how trivial, put immense pressure on celebrities. Every word, gesture, and slip-up becomes potential viral content, making it exhausting to live under constant public scrutiny. Oh man, remember the 2017 Oscars? Here's what went down. They announced La La Land as the best picture, but wait, turns out Moonlight actually won. Talk about chaos. The La La Land team was mid-speech when producers rushed the stage. To fix the mistake, it was awkward to say the least, and faces in the audience said it all. The moment became the meme of the year, but it also highlighted how even the biggest, fanciest events can screw up in a massive way. It wasn't just a mix-up, it was a reminder that Hollywood, for all its glitz, is still run by humans who can make very public mistakes. It also sparked conversations about accountability and the pressures behind the scenes crews face during these high-stakes events. Okay, so Justin Bieber's experiences in Hollywood? Absolutely wild. And let's just say, the darker side of the entertainment industry didn't waste any time introducing itself to this young star. Remember when he first burst onto the scene? Bieber was barely a teenager, just trying to share his music with the world. But instead of being shielded and nurtured, he ended up facing situations that no young person or anyone really should ever have to deal with. Let me break it down for you. First off, let's talk about that awkward award show moment with Pink. Imagine this. You're a teenager, you've just won an award, you're probably overwhelmed already, and then boom, Pink, an industry veteran, forcefully kisses you on the stage. What? Yes, that really happened. Bieber tried to laugh it off, but later admitted he felt deeply uncomfortable. It's one of those moments where you're like, who thought this was okay? And yet, it was all brushed off as a joke. Not cool, Hollywood, not cool. But wait, there is more. Let's rewind to the Brit Awards. Picture Bieber, this young Canadian kid, just trying to enjoy his night. Presenter James Corden approaches his table, and what happens? A super awkward, borderline creepy interaction that leaves Bieber visibly uncomfortable. Corden comments and behavior made it clear that public figures, no matter how young, are often treated as fair game for entertainment. The worst part, this kind of stuff gets played off as just showbiz. Then there is a talk show incident. Oh boy, this one is something else. Bieber was on The Talk, and one of the hosts asked him whether he would prefer to perform naked on stage or drink a cup of blended worms. Like seriously, this was a question for a teenage boy. Bieber's response was perfect though. He pointed out that he had a lot of young girl fans and refused to answer. Good for him. But can we talk about how inappropriate that whole situation was? Oh, and let's not forget the Grammys. A female reporter, a grown adult, asked a 15-year-old Bieber to explain this talk because apparently her parents never gave her one. What? Bieber's response? Why do you want to know about this talk from a 15-year-old boy? Talk about shutting it down. But seriously, who thought this was an okay question to ask? Now, let's dive into one of the most unsettling relationships of Bieber's early career. His interactions with P. Orly Diddy Diddler. There is a now infamous video where Diddy confronts Bieber, asking why he stopped calling and hanging out. Bieber looks nervous, hesitant, and awkwardly asks for Diddy's number. At the time, it seemed like an innocent albeit strange moment. But now, given all the allegations against Diddy, yeah, this one does not sit right. And then there is the clip of Diddler saying he would spend 48 hours with Bieber, promising fun, parties, and girls. At the time, it was just brushed off as Diddy being Diddler, but with everything we now know about Hollywood's dark side, you can't help but look back at that and wonder what was really going on. The bottom line? Bieber's experiences are a glaring example of how young stars are often thrust into adult situations they are not equipped to handle. It's a harsh reminder of how Hollywood's obsession with fame and spectacle often comes at the expense of its youngest and most vulnerable talents. Let's be real though, Bieber's resilience through it all is nothing short of remarkable, but it also begs the question, how many other young stars have faced similar situations, and what can be done to change this toxic culture? Hollywood, it's time for a serious reality check. And finally, we've got Ricky Gervais. His 2020 Golden Globes monologue was brutal. He called out Hollywood for its ties to the Epstein scandal, shady dealings, and general hypocrisy. Some celebs laughed nervously, while others looked like they wanted to disappear. You could practically feel the tension in the room. Ricky did not hold back, and that's what made it so impactful. He reminded everyone watching that behind all the glitz, there are some seriously dark secrets. It wasn't just a roast, it was a moment of raw honesty in an industry that thrives on appearances. His words weren't just funny, they were a wake-up call to an audience that usually ignores its own flaws. So, there you have it folks. Hollywood is not just about shiny awards and fancy parties. It's a place where boundaries are crossed, mistakes are magnified, and dark secrets lurk in the shadows. From Scarlett Johansson's uncomfortable moment to Justin Bieber's troubling experiences, these stories show a side of Hollywood that no one likes to talk about. But hey, now you know. And if you want to hear more wild stories like these, hit that like button, subscribe, and stick around. Who knows what else we'll uncover next. Peace out.